along my journey, I wanted to learn how to draw.
Hmm.
And I was sitting down, and my brother Carlos was watching me draw, and I was really terrible at it. I was like, I spent all my time doing martial arts more than than drawing, and I just gave that up. But my brother just started drawing, kept at it, kept at it, kept at it. Actually, just retired from Warner Brothers as a he was the lead artist on Mortal Kombat, lead motion capture designer on Mortal Kombat. So he kind of crossed that path. But anyway, he kept at it, and one of his friends was John Tobias uh, in the early years. So John Tobias was the one who came up with the concept of Mortal Kombat, and so uh, he knew that I knew martial arts. So he reached out to me, and he's like, "Hey, I got an idea for a video game." And when we were younger, he wanted to be a movie director, and he wanted to make kung fu movies when he's younger. So that all stems,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
a kid, you get a camera, you're gonna do kung fu moves because it's at that era it's like in the 70s and 80s, it's all martial art movies.
Hmm.
Really a lot of them coming out. So he wanted to do that, and he was like, "Remember we were kids and we wanted to do kung fu movies?" He's like, "But I work for a video game company and they have a concept." He was like, "Will you help me make it real?" And I was like, "Well, what is it?" And he was like, "I want to do a martial art fighting game, but they fight each other instead of the usual beat 'em up games where you pick a character and they go up levels like Karate Fighter or. And he wanted to make it like there was a game at the time called Pit Fighter, but the people really didn't know how to fight. They were kind of wrestlers more and brawlers. But he wanted to make one where it was actual fighting by real people and have it like our original when we introduced the concept to Midway Games. We wanted it to be like a game called Dragon Lair, which had clips of like movie clips, animated movie clips, but we wanted to make them like real people movie
Hmm.
clips in it, so it'd be like a movie and it'd be like a video game. And so we got together, John, myself, Carlos, my brother, and later Rich Divisio, who later portrayed Kano, Baraka, Quan Chi, Cabal. He did a couple. So we put a proof of concept together, and we introduced that to Midway Games, to show them what a video game like this looked like. And originally, everybody at Midway Games passed. They didn't support the game. So we were shut down right away. And which is understandable because who wants to spend money on a dream? This is
All right.
there's four of us, my John, Carlos, Rich, and myself who had this dream of making this type of video game. And to invest that type of money in it back then, they just didn't. They didn't have. They didn't have the vision, same vision we did, so to
Hmm.
speak. Yeah.
Uh, and take me through because now Mortal Kombat 2, the second iteration of Mortal Kombat 2 is getting ready to come out, and you have tons of more combat games. So definitely somebody picked it up and shared your dream at some point. So how do we get from getting rejected from Midway Games to actually getting the game developed?
So after we introduced that, they got the bright idea to make a standard beat 'em up game, like the level game that we were talking about before, where they're not fighting one on one, where one guy fights everybody with Jean Claude Van Damme. So that was a totally different game. Van Damme had a contract with a different company because he did Street Fighter. So they failed to get his permission or him to do a game with Midway, and John called me up and said, "Hey, that failed, so they're going to let us do our game, but we're only going to do 200 arcade cabinets. That is all we're going to do." And I was like, "Okay, what do we got to do?" And he's like, "Come in tomorrow and we'll just start creating this video game."